This segment is sponsored by Kearney County Health Services.
Back with the show, and right now we are at Kearney County Health Services, and joining me is Shelly Choquette. She is the program director for a great program we were just talking about. It's called Senior Life Solutions. And people think, oh, you're going to solve all our problems. Well, no, that's not really. You're going to solve your problems, but it's a great way for senior citizens that are struggling with whatever it is to come in a group setting and have someone to talk to, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
And how many days a week are they? So if they have, what kind of problems come to the table?
Oh, it can be a variety of things. Sometimes it happens to be grief, maybe some health issues, even patients who are struggling with anxiety or depression, but they don't even realize that that's what they have.
Now, you were telling me earlier that this is something that they work through in a group with a therapist. What is it about talking in a group like this that helps senior citizens?
I think it really just helps them to normalize what they're going through and knowing that they're not the only one struggling with that.
Yeah.
Just helps to have that connection to feel like you're not alone.
And that's important, especially if they are alone. Say, for example, a spouse just passed away, or maybe the death of a child. You can really feel alone. How long does it take? I know everyone's different, so how long can they be here in the program? Because it's a free program.
Correct.
They can bring themselves here. So how long, do you see people come and stay?
Sure. Typically, our program lasts about a year and a half. I would say that's about the average length of stay, but everybody is so different.
And so some of the things, I'm sure, and I'm thinking of my mom, who was a senior citizen, and I saw her go through this when my stepdad died. I mean, the depression and the isolation that I think is so easy to fall into. How do you get, especially, well, if you get them here, they're not being isolated, but to get them out and about and socializing, what are the keys to that?
Well, again, I think it's just the group. I feel like our team does a great job of helping people out of that, but it's really that normalizing that they're not the only one who's ever felt that way. And I think our group, they're at different stages of their own grief. So somebody that's dealt with it for a little bit longer can help give them some insight on how it felt when it was very, very new.
How do people get involved with the program?
Sure. So physicians, if maybe their doctor could see that they're struggling and encourage them to attend or make that referral. Also, patients can refer themselves or even family members or community members.
That, referring yourself, I think, would be a step in the right direction.
Sure.
Because if you know that, gosh, I need someone, I need that support, what a great place to come and get that support. I love what you do after it goes from like 9 till noon.
Yes.
Tell me what you were saying about what you do afterwards, because I think this really helps with that effort of being connected with other people.
Yep. So afterwards, we do have a noon meal here that Kearney County provides, and it just gives a great time for them to just connect, and I can ensure that they've had a good meal at least 1, 2, or 3 days of the week.
Why do you think sometimes people are resisting something like this?
Well, I think it's sometimes just part of our Nebraska or Midwest ways of being tough and not wanting to take help. Sometimes mental health is just, maybe a taboo subject still too.
Right. Yeah.
So I think there is that resistance of talking about how we're feeling, and we've just been told to put our pants on and brush it off and go along.
And you're tough and you can do this,
Yes.
but you're not always the case. And this is for people 65 and older?
Correct.
When people come, do you know what their situation is right away? I mean, do you assess them? How does that work?
Yep, we do have an assessment process beforehand. So we'll screen them and make sure that they have the appropriate insurance. And then we do an assessment of just going through some depression screening questions or questions about mood or anxiety as well.
Is there medication prescribed during this, or is that mostly what they have to do? Would you refer back to their doctor?
Sure.
How does that work?
It just varies. We do have a psychiatrist that oversees our program, and he is willing to help manage medications, especially if people are needing some, increases or adjustments made to those. Otherwise, typically the primary physician still manages that.
As we wrap this up, we've talking about a lot. And you've been here for a couple years now, you said. The greatest joy you have seen come from programs like this, what would you say?
Oh, just the journey, the start to the finish, to see how far, you're never too old to learn something new and to make positive changes in your life.
Good advice. That is very, so we all need to remember that. Doesn't matter how old. Thank you so
Right.
much for sharing this and just getting the word out to the viewers that are watching this going, I didn't know this was here. We need to let everyone know about it. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we'll be back in just a moment. Stay there.